This is what we will be building in this tutorial using the ListView.builder. This is similar to what you see when scrolling through YouTube on a mobile device. This is the FlutterCoach, and without further ado, let's dive in. Just before we get into the coding, I want to highlight the biggest advantage of using the ListView.builder compared to using a ListView. And this advantage is that ListView.builder has far more efficient memory usage. Out of all the items in the list of items that you want to show in a list, the ListView.builder only renders what should be visible on the screen at any given time, while a ListView renders all the items whether they should be visible on the screen at a given time or not. So if you have the option of using either the ListView or the ListView.builder, go with the ListView.builder. Now, on to the coding. We start off with a blank project. As you can see, there is nothing in our app, and this is the default code that gets generated when you start a new Flutter project. I've removed the comments that come with this default code, and I've also changed the title of our app to Demo App. And further than that, I've added this images folder with the 5 images that we're going to use in our app. Then in our pubspec.yml, I added the assets line under Flutter and added a reference to the images folder so that we can use them in our app. So in the main.dat file, in the scaffold, the first thing we'll do is add a ListView.builder in the body property. Now the ListView.builder builds off of a list, so we need to supply a list for it to use. List, let's call it the video cards list. Let's add our first card in this list. The first thing we'll do is give it a margin, just to give it space around. And then the child of this card will be a column. And inside our column, we're going to put the image, which is our thumbnail in this case, and a row which has the avatar for the profile image of the channel, as well as the title of the video. So let's go ahead and put in the image. And this will be image.asset because we have it in our folder. And then we supply the path. We're going to copy it from here and paste. Let's get rid of this first part of the path. Amazing. The next thing we'll add is a sized box to separate the image and the row with the title. We're going to give it a height of 10 pixels. The next thing in our column will be the row. Now this row will have our circle avatar and our title. So under the children property, the first child in this row will be a sized box, just to give some spacing between the start of the row and the avatar. We put in a sized box with a width of 10 pixels. The next child will be a circle avatar. We'll give it a radius of 10 and a background color. Then after the avatar, we're going to put in a sized box, give it a width of 10. And finally, we're going to put in a text widget for our title. So a video about flow. And of course, we'll go ahead and put in the const keyword there. We'll go ahead and minimize this. Now we have our list with a single card in it. And we are now ready to build using our ListView.builder. There are 2 properties that we need to supply in this ListView.builder. And these are item count. How many items are going to be in our list view, and we will set it to the length of the list. So that means if we have one item, the way we do right now, we'll have one item inside the list view, which will be built, and if we add items to this list, this number will adjust accordingly. So we set this to video cards list length. The other item we need to supply is the item builder, and this takes a function. So we're going to pass in the context and an index, and this function should return whatever is in the list at a particular index. And so video cards list index. Oops, let me get rid of this. I am thinking in a different language, and there we go. So let's build this, and there we have our first card. Now I'd like to add a sized box just below this row to make it a bit neater. So let's go ahead and put that in and reload this, and there is our card. Are you enjoying this video so far? Please consider liking it and subscribing to this channel. Let's go on. Now we want to put multiple cards in this list, but it would be very untidy if we simply copied and pasted this card 4 times into this list. So what we will do is we will create a class. So let's create this class video card extends a stateless widget. Now, the things that will be varying with each video card are, of course, the reference to the image and the description. And so we're going to pass those in as variables. So final string image path and video description. Then now we go ahead and create the constructor. And this constructor requires the image path and the video description. So we shall set those as required. And the last thing is to define the build method. And this is where we're going to copy and paste this code that we just wrote. And so here we're going to copy paste this card. So we copy that and paste it here. And close that off with a semicolon because it's the return function. So we'll go ahead and replace this with image path, and then replace this with video description. Then we get rid of this const keyword and put it in here instead. And so now in our list, we can get rid of this card and replace it with our video card. And inside we're going to pass an image path, which is this right here. Add the quotation marks, get rid of this part, and then add the video description. Add the const keyword here. And there is our list, our new list. So let's rebuild this and we get the same result as before. So I'll go ahead and copy paste this 4 times into this list. And then in each of this, I will change the image path and the video description. And there is our new list. So let's go ahead and rebuild our app. And there is our new list. You can see that we now have 4 more cards in our app, and each of these cards has its own image and video description. So that is how you use the ListView builder in Flutter. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below and I will help you out. If you have any other comments, leave them in the comment section as well. And if you have found value in this video, be sure to like it and subscribe to this channel with the notifications turned on so that you can be notified each time I upload a new video. This has been the FlutterCoach, and I will see you in the next one.